Peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner, Boxing 24. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing pretty good. As always, God is great. God is good. And I can't really complain. So, yeah, real quick, man, I just want to get into, I guess you can call it an upset loss over the weekend with Rayo Valenzuela against Edwin de los Santos. And Rayo Valenzuela was 12-0 with 8 knockouts. And he fought Edwin de los Santos, who was 14-1 with 13 knockouts. But Valenzuela was an up-and-coming contender, looked promising. Again, 8 knockouts in his 12 fights. Somebody that looked like they was headed towards, the big fights and, maybe a good career in boxing. Somebody that had a little swag, somebody that talked a little bit. We know that he had a couple of sparring sessions with Teofimo Lopez, and according to the footage that I saw, he actually beat Lopez in the 2 sparring sessions, so they had a dislike for each other. And I remember seeing some videos where he talked about Teofimo Lopez, maybe like last year or a couple of years ago. And of course, he got into a little back and forth with Rolly Romero as well, because Rolly Romero is friends with Teofimo Lopez. And I know that Rolly Romero had threatened to knock him out and all that, but you know how Rolly Romero is. He threatens to knock everybody out until they get into that fight. We saw what Tank did to him, right? So, but Valenzuela, he's trained by David Benavidez Sr. So, good trainer, good camp. David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, the brothers, who I actually met at the fight. I met them at the fights at the Barclays with Jose Benavidez and Danny Garcia. And it was good to meet them, man. The brothers, David and Jose, they were very humble. They were cool. Took pictures with them and everything like that. So definitely, man, him being in that camp, man, being around people like that, kind of rubs off on you. But I think he still had a little bit of that edge to him, and talking a lot and saying this and saying that. Okay, so he fights Edwin de los Santos, who, if you look at his record, 14-1 with 13 KOs. But if you look at the people he fought, really nobody. No disrespect to anybody. But I'm saying no top contenders. He didn't fight anybody that really anybody knows about, any top contenders, anything like that. So, okay. But those are the fighters that you got to beware of. Okay? These are the fighters, man, that they come in to fight. And we just saw this when Hector Luis Garcia, when he fought Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert talking a lot of junk, said he was going to do this, he was going to do that, and what happened? He winds up getting dropped, and he winds up losing the fight to Garcia. Now, before that, Garcia, he didn't fight any big-name fighters either. He was just grinding his way. You know what I'm saying? And he took that fight very seriously. And now, he got him a second win against the champ, Gutierrez. And now he's talking about he want to fight Shakur Stevenson. But he put himself in position to do that because he was hungry. Nobody really knew too much about Garcia. I didn't really know too much about him until I saw Chris Colbert that fight. So now I do know about him, right? So here we go with this Edwin de los Santos. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with him. He might be a one-hit wonder. Maybe he won't do anything more than what he did with Venezuela. But maybe he will. Maybe he will be like Garcia, because Garcia wasn't a one-hit wonder, right? He got Chris Colbert, and then now he got the champ, and now he's put himself in a great position. So maybe Edwin de los Santos might do the same thing. Maybe he puts himself in a good position. Now, Valenzuela, He got to start from the bottom. He got to grind his way back. He got to go back to the basics, right? He got to look at the tape and see what he did and what he didn't do. You got to go practice now. If you're serious, you only got 12 fights under your belt, 13 fights under your belt. Okay, things happen. It's not how you lose. It's not losing, it's how you lose. So even though it wasn't in the best fashion, where he got dropped and he got stopped like that, even though to me, the fight, I think the fight could have went on a little bit longer just to see. I mean, I don't think he was out on his feet like that. The ref kind of waved him off. I don't think he was totally out of it at all. But, that's what happened. He didn't protest it either. So then you really can't say anything. I could say what I want to say, but if the fighter's not protesting it and the corner ain't saying too much, then what can you do? Right? So the fight was stopped. But he was dropped and he was hurt in that fight. So now he got to go back to the drawing board, basically. And one thing I do respect about Jose Benavidez Sr., he said, no excuses. He said no excuses, man. Meaning what? He lost. That's it. It's nothing else to say. We just got to go back to the drawing board if that's what he wants to do. And if you lose, honestly, that's the best way to take it, man. There's no excuses. It is what it is. It happens. It's going to happen to some. It's not going to happen to others. But somebody's going to win. Somebody's always going to lose. So, maybe he puts himself in a position where he gets that drive and he pushes forward and he never loses again. And he gets to a point where he got 20, 30 wins and never see a loss again and become even better. Hopefully that's what will happen to him. I'm never going to knock a man when he's down. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Chris Colbert. I'm not knocking him when he's down. I hope he come back and he do bigger and better things. I really do. But I will say, just don't sleep on anybody, because anybody can win. And when the dude is hungry, when he's grinding, when he got a family, man, listen, he ain't really got nothing to lose, even though Garcia was undefeated. But this Edwin de los Santos, he only had one loss. So he was grinding, man, hungry. And it showed in the fight, man. He came to fight, and he came to win, and that's what he did. So, like I said, I hope Valenzuela, he brushes it off, gets back in the gym, look at the tape, humble himself, and say, you know what, this is what I need to do, get back on the road, and he does his thing, all right? Boxing is one-on-one, man. I always say, man, this is a one-on-one sport. It's not no team sport. You ain't got nobody assisting you with no shot, with no rebound, You don't get that. You got to go in there and fight for yourself, no matter what the coach is saying, the trainer, your strength and conditioning coach, your cook. You got to go in there and throw them hands, and you got to protect yourself, and you got to block and move and throw your punches, man, and win, and go for the win. That's what you got to do, okay? Nobody can fight the fight for you, man. So, peace and blessings. In this corner, Boxing 24. Just wanted to talk about that, fight again. And, we'll see what unfolds in the future for both of these fighters. Valenzuela, who got his first loss, and De Santos, who got a big win out of it. All right? Peace and blessings. In this corner, Boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page. Please leave your comments. Everybody have a good night. Be safe.